Are games shite now? Or am I just a grumpy wee man? Well, in this video we're going to find that out. Or, you are. I think I'm right. I came out the womb with an Xbox controller in one hand and a Mountain Dew on the other. And my earliest memories has been subjected to Halo Combat Evolved, which is a absolute masterpiece. And ever since that, I have grown up to, well, I'm a prime age of 27 years old, and I've watched that franchise get dragged through the mud, stomped on, and left to die. So I'm kind of fed up. And is it just me, or does it feel like that's just kind of happening with everything? So I thought, why not make a video about that? Why is gaming scarce? Why does it feel broken? Why are we ruled by greed? Let's look into it. But rather than just me complain for 30 minutes about, the state of things, why don't I use 3 games that I've recently played and really enjoyed, and use those 3 games as great examples to why I think gaming used to be really good. What the hell happened, guys? So let's do it. Let's explore the situation. And believe me, the situation is crazy. He's done. It's so over. But enough about my sex life. The one rule when I sat down to make this video was to not compare anything to Red Dead Redemption 2, because that's simply unfair. So instead, let's keep it Western and talk an oldie but a goldie. Call Juarez Gunslinger.
First man I hunted was back when I was riding with Billy the Kid.
You knew Billy the Kid?
Damn right. That scrawny son of a bitch had no fear.
Oh, I bet you got some great stories.
A few.
Fuck you. Let me take this off. I'm back in the house because it was absolutely passionate down out there, and listen, I took a big step in going outside, but at the minute there's rain, I need to fucking rein it in. I picked this game up because it was cheaper than another hour with your mother. I expected to jump in and have this crazy batshit story that lasts 8 hours maybe, and then just be done with it. And that is pretty much word for word, bar for bar, exactly how this game panned out for me. And yet it was incredible and very memorable. Not only is it set in what is my autistic passion of Western history, but it also has Billy the fucking Kid in it. And I don't know why, but I absolutely love Billy the Kid, someone who studied him. It's really cool to see him. And in fact, I love Billy the Kid so much that my first playthrough of Cyberpunk that I'm currently doing right now, I basically created a character portfolio and I called him William V. Bonney. Get it? Because Billy the Kid had William H. Bonney. No, that's not hitting. But this game had one goal in mind. Be crazy, be over the top, and just be fun first. I mean, stop me when this doesn't sound cool. You play as an old gunslinger called Silas Greaves. He ends up in a bar and is surrounded by the local patrons. Silas, while having a drink, tells us old gunslinger stories, and we, the player, get to act them out. This ranges from defending Billy the Kid from the rat bastard that is Sheriff Pat Garrett, to breaking out of jail and stealing Bob Ollinger's shotgun before shooting him dead. I think the mad thing about this game is that on some level all of these stories are true. Billy the Kid did have a shootout and defend against Pat Garrett. This actually happened. But this game takes those true historical accounts and makes our protagonist Silas Greaves as the man who essentially did all these things. It's actually funny that there's a mechanic where when Silas is caught in a lie and the patrons in the bar are like, well, that clearly didn't happen because we know that this happened instead, Silas will then change the events of his story and you get to act them out. Like, Silas Greaves didn't kill Pat Garrett. Pat Garrett knocked him out. It's very unique in its narrative, but funnily enough, it's also unique in its gameplay. Let me show you. So in it, it's not just a simple run and gun, shoot people, move on type thing, although, you know, fucking have that, you clown. It also has a skill system, which you can choose your preferred style, like Gunslinger. You can then upgrade your character according to your playstyle, and then when you do a new game plus, where you maybe go for a harder difficulty, you can take those skills in and play it the way you like it, the way you did the entire time you played it the first time. I'm not just here just to be like, oh, here, this random cowboy game is really good because I'm into cowboys, but the point with this game as to why I chose it, to explain why I feel gaming has changed and why I have also changed, is that when this game came out years and years ago, I remember it being priced around the £10 mark essentially, and what that was a smaller price game for ultimately what is a smaller game, but a game that was packed to the brim with creativity and passion. I feel like it's very rare to see a big company fund or be a part of something that's on a smaller scale. Like, what I love about this game is it has these nuggets of truth, and these are the in-game collectibles, and when you collect one or you find one on the map, it's not just a simple, oh, here's a trophy or here's an achievement. They give you little snippets of historical facts. So here's Billy the Kid, and you can see that William H. Bonney, well, Kid Antrim, and so it like gives you like actual historical information. And me being a big fan of the Western time period, you can see pure and utter passion and creativity in this game wanted to exist. There wasn't a, what can we get from people? It's a, we have to tell this story, we have to include our vision. Because that's ultimately what makes a product or a project, I guess, special. Why was Red Dead 2 so popular? Because it was a story that wanted to be told by people who were, no doubt, struggling in their own ways with morality, making mistakes, and, I don't know, contracting tuberculosis. Why was the original Halo games by Bungie so iconic? Because Bungie knew what the gamers like. You know, you buy Halo, you buy it once, you play it forever. And why was Call of Juarez my chosen game out of 3 games I could think of to define why I feel like modern gaming has just completely changed up on us? Why was this game that I've only played through once or twice the game that I chose? Because it was a good time, it was designed to be entertaining, and it strengthened my already massive interest in Western history and provided me with value because it was made for people like me. I mean, it even momentarily got me to go outside. I mean, I tried, guys, I really did, but then again, as much as I was outside, I did look like a guy who owned a white van and, you know, parks it outside a school. Am I allowed to say that? I don't think I'm allowed to say that. Oh, well. Either way, yet again, with games like this, hell yeah. Creatives win. And on to the next. And now I'm off to the GTA 5 barber for a 15 bang sides and posh wanker on the top. 2 years ago, me and some friends went to a bouldering gym. If you don't know what bouldering is, it's a simple premise. There's a wall and you climb it. If you need any more information than that, then ask your mum. I climb her every night. This simple trip to the bouldering gym very quickly manifested itself into a weekly thing. Learning new techniques was very rewarding. Training my balance made me low-key insane. But most importantly, you know, looking out for people with rental shoes so I could go up to them and go, oh hey, are you trying that? I don't reckon I could do that, no. That's what we call a shark, and I'm soon to be one. And on that note, it would be really fucking cool if there was, I don't know, a video game about climbing. No, not that one. Enter Cairn, or Cairn Demo.
Again? Who's it now? Chris? Naomi? Don't pick up. I'll take care of it later.
Now I have to say, it's been quite some time since I felt excitement for a game, in quite some time, by a sentence. And it kind of feels like 2007 again, where, you know, excitement for games exist, you know. But with now, it's rather than being excited for a game, you know, every other couple of months, it's being excited for a game every other, well, I don't know, 5 fucking years. That's the game industry, but it's reeking. Cairn isn't just interesting to me because it's got rewarding and cool climbing mechanics, well, realistic climbing mechanics, but because it genuinely feels like its own genre. It's very unique and original. Unlike me, I can't for the life of me remember the last time I felt like, oh, this is new, or oh, this is next level. And especially if you don't care about graphics, you know. Oh my god, Dad! Look at this level of polish! This is Red Dead 2 done it better, son. But you know the kind, right? Halo for console shooters. Resident Evil 4 for third-person horror.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
The Last of Us for storytelling. The Last of Us Part 2 for wasting your fucking time. Oh, I'm getting some hate for that. But Cairn gives me all those vibes, and it feels really fascinating to me. Probably the most important part as to why this is a great example for modern AAA gaming is because this game is a demo. It's like a half an hour demo, and I've put 15 hours into it. The full game isn't out yet. Like, what's the reason to come back? Is it daily challenges? Is there a battle pass? A climbing pass? Is there FOMO practices? No, it's just a good game. Doesn't need to hit me with FOMO or dailies or any of this pish. It's no Tarkov. Do you know what Tarkov players' daily challenges should be? Going for a fucking shower. Basic human hygiene. Cairn is great because it's earned its reward from merit alone. It's getting my goddamn money. It's not getting my money because it's a remake of a remaster, and the people who are remaking it aren't the people who made the originals. Like, why do we celebrate this? Why are we like, imagine me coming up and being like, oh here, mate, I'm going to remake the Mona Lisa. Yeah. Why aren't you clapping, you ungrateful sods? I'm really looking forward to Cairn. It's like 2 weeks away from coming out, and I am beyond buzzing. Hi, it's Editor Kizo here. If you're sitting there wondering, Kizo, Cairn came out 2 weeks ago, what are you talking about? I don't have any urgency with editing at all. I'm about as fast as Joe Biden going up a staircase. Sorry. Anyway, back to it. I can't wait to go for a climb, and then come home from a climb, and go climbing in a game, and work towards beating the game on the free solo mode, where you get no help, no ropes, no pitons, no nothing. And it's like a 10-hour game apparently, so... And I also heard it's going to be like 30 quid. Developers charge me 50 and I'll pay for it, trust me, this game is so fun. Which leads me to my final point. It's no secret that companies are starting to pick up on the fact that, you know, players like myself are starting to opt out of newer, more modern AAA experiences. But to kind of crush the idea that we're not willing to pay for newer experiences, I'm going to use an example of a game that I got for free. It was a free-to-play game that my friend Craig introduced me to, and I got so obsessed with it that I went out of my way to give the developer my money. Fuck you, I have a couple of quid at the end of the month. Just a couple though. But my obsession over this game got so bad to the point where people around me started asking me if I was doing okay. I was, as long as I could hop on every other night. So let's head home, get a cup of tea, and talk about life and a free-to-play video game on Steam. Supermarket. Supermarket. Oh my fucking Christ. Supermarket Together is exactly what it says it is. Supermarket Together is exactly what it says it is. It's based in a supermarket. I can't get over that. That is so bad. Supermarket. Oh, Superman. Supermarket Together is exactly what it says it is. It's based in a supermarket, and if you invite some of your friends, you can run the place together. Clever title, that. The funny thing is, I saw a friend playing this, and at the time I said to them, that has got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. How is that fun on any level whatsoever? Right before I insulted them for having their ordering machine on the shop floor. Like, brother, I'm not going to fucking be ordering in tomorrow's stock and have a customer come up to me and be like, excuse me pal, have you any bread? Fuck off, will you? I'm out of Parmigiano cheese.
I can't even put in my Parmigiano Reggiano.
But despite all the odds, a good friend of mine called Craig revealed it to me and said it was free to play. Revealed it to me as if he's fucking... Wah. So I was like, oh, free to play, you know, don't lose anything other than maybe 2 hours of my time. You know, it's a fucking supermarket, but what's the gameplay loop, eh? Stocking a fucking shelf? Oh, sorry, let's do some drop and fill. Let's price something. Oh, that's very fun. Just like me and your mother, it was love at first sight. I got hooked immediately. Sorry I keep bringing up your mother. But the hook was there. I invited some friends of mine. I invited me, Gage, Evie, Greg, and my lovely girlfriend Stephanie. And instantly we got to work in the greatest supermarket ever made. Shout out to Stephanie for the incredible looking non-edible aisle. A bit barn looking now, but you know, that's just called good sales. And shout out to Gage. Nice couple of aisles, but this motherfucker kicked and screamed every single fucking 10 minutes about the lack of a gardening section, alright? You'll take a fucking side stack, you'll take a side stack, and you'll be happy, you little freak. Shout out to Greg for working the singular security shift and leaving us forever. Thank you, Greg. And shout out to Evie, who, you know, showed up 25% of the time and done 25% of the work. You can't get the fucking staff these days. Look, see this, right? This is why, you know, AI is the future, man. They never let you down. I don't actually believe that. Please don't believe that. It was pretty much almost every night that we would jump on. We used real world lingo like gap scan, drop and fill, you know, can you face the fronts, mate? But despite all of that, we were simulating the life of a retail worker, which isn't hard to do. We actually work in retail. Which poses the question, what's more sad, being stuck in retail or simulating being stuck in retail? Well, there's all of the above options.
I am dead inside.
But all the keys will load behind. This game had a progression system that can only be compared to that of heroin, which I've never done before, so I don't know why I said that. Heard that some laugh, but you would be upgrading your store, you know, increasing the floor plan, doing night shifts so you can rearrange all the aisles and have it all brand new for the customers in the morning who all look the same and try to steal, and then I get the fucking eye of Sauron to battle them with a brush. But it was baffling to me that this was free to play because it was such a blast, and you can tell that it was made with such love, such passion. It was so creative, it felt amazing to play. You can just jump on it, you know, for free, and that's kind of why I chose this game as my third example, because there's this thing where companies, they're treating us like a number, like they're saying players are not willing to pay for newer experiences and are instead opting in for free to play, live service and older titles. But this game has a singular DLC, one DLC, and it's like £5 in the UK obviously, no £5 in America, that's a lot of weight. Where you unlock this room here, it's called the cool room, only cool people allowed, and it really doesn't add anything other than the ability to like customise the wallpaper, which, you know, it's not the biggest thing in the world, so it seems more like a support thing. And the guy that made this has said that he's not releasing any more DLCs or that. This is like the singular thing for him to make some money to keep him going. But literally just because of how much fun I had in this game, I had no problem paying that money. And not only that, if he had a DLC to offer more support, I would do that too. As much as that's true for me, the companies actually do have a point. Cost of living is brutal right now. It's getting harder and harder to enjoy this hobby on a basic level. So of course at the end of the month, when I've got a few bob to my name, I'm going to be very, very picky with the experiences that I then choose. I've been giving all of my time and energy to newer indie games and older classics essentially, and what I've found is I am getting my damn money's worth every single time. And it's weird, especially with newer indie games, it almost feels like a clean slate, but when you buy from like a bigger publisher, Microsoft, Ubisoft, EA, people like this, there's always a what do you want from me feeling, not a what can I gain from this experience. Because you know entertainment is not at the top of the list. It's not even in the top 3. It's, you know, concurrent player bases, microtransactions, and then letting go the entire art department as a classic bit of streamlining. I fucking hate PR talk. We decided that killing off Kizo's entire bloodline would streamline the bonds between us and our, do you know, away and take a flying focus to yourself. We care about people. Yeah, we're just one big happy family, guys. The big happy corpo. One that prioritises swapping your personal life for more work that goes unappreciated and sexual harassment. And that's why I feel like gaming without sugarcoating it is fucked. It's the same reason why everything else feels dystopian. It's just greed, corporate greed, unfiltered corporate greed. To these people, it's not about the art and the creativity. It's not about the story that gave you a different outlook on your life when you needed it most.
You don't sound very well. I'm not. I think I'm dying.
To these people, it's not about the world that gave you peace in a time where your life felt like chaos. It's not about the worlds that made you feel strong when you felt weak. It's not about the random stranger that you bonded with and will never meet again. It's not about staying up all night, countless times in a row, playing Halo with the boys, you know. It's not about that. It's not about the memories.
Oh, where are you?
It's a product. It's evaluating risk with profit. It's a spreadsheet. It's all about the money, with no nuance to creativity whatsoever. To the higher ups, it is a narrow corridor to more and more wealth, and not the idea that you can impact someone's life with art. They don't make art, they make fart. And all I want to do now is when they talk about us as numbers, us as a trend, a marketplace shift, I just want them to know that we're going to start treating them as numbers. I'm not giving in to the FOMO anymore. That means saying goodbye to my favourite franchises and seeing where it heads off. It's going without me. I think I've done well in, you know, talking about these 3 different games in 3 different environments. But I think it's time to wrap up and hit you with my conclusion. So I'll take you to the egg. Can you shut the door on the way out? Gaming. The focus for this camera is really hard to set up. But anyway, as a brother from another 2-father household would say, if you've made it this far and you're wondering, what is bro yapping about? Love you, brother. Gaming is a completely different landscape now. Subscriptions have replaced owning, new releases are years and years apart, and smaller projects are considered a waste of time. The hobby, as we all once knew it, has passed on to a new era. But despite how much I miss what it used to feel like playing games, I've changed as well. Priorities have changed, responsibilities have increased, and I have a duty to myself and all around me to be present. Gaming is, and most likely always will be, my favourite hobby on this planet. But that's all it is. It's a hobby, not a job, not an immediate responsibility. But in terms of growing up, that wasn't the case. You know, I could easily commit to 10-hour days playing games, and all I did was, you know, go to school, eat my dinner, and watch PewDiePie bro fist a camera. I think contemplating what my life purpose is has been the hardest thing I've ever done, ever. I've so many different hobbies, likes and interests, but none of them feel, I don't know, immediate enough to think that I want to do it for the rest of my life via monetizing it, like a job or a career. And if I really tried to make it on YouTube, for instance, I think the only New Year's resolution that I would have would be finding out what a bullet tastes like. But in a weird way, that's actually how I ended up coming to terms with reality for me now. You know, my purpose doesn't have to be related to money. It can be related to whatever I choose. And in a way, that's really freeing. And through that realization, I've learned that life's purpose is just being aware of time itself, and I get to choose how I spend that time. Oh my god. But just in general, I've decided that becoming more aware of how this world works is more important than spending all day playing fucking video games. So that means, you know, learning how the world actually works, learning about economics, about politics, things that I completely neglected before because it didn't fit into my interest. I'm very autistic. But because of that crazy journey to learn more about the world, I've learned that we only get one shot at this, and it's fucking wild that we're even here to begin with. So I'll be damned if I spend that time letting some shitty game company use my number one interest as a way to gain money without giving me entertainment. Come here, cunt. So that means the next time a fucking game company fucks you over, you don't go back like a little simp. You move on. See, if you don't, I'll pound your arse all day, all night. I'll give you the 3-inch of death. If this video has taught you anything, it's be creative, do more things, have more hobbies, and have the ability to say, no, fuck you, when the game isn't treating you right. Is my head in view? Imagine it's just the top of my head. That would be so funny. I'm keeping that in if it is. But ultimately, as a kid, I switched my real life for the virtual one because I had nothing else going on. And I was overly reliant on these companies to give me quality products, and when they didn't, I just went back anyway because I have nothing else. It gave me the perfect escape. You know, if you're failing at school, go and be a 7 foot tall virgin. At least now you'll be 7 foot tall. Family life not looking good, you know, people shouting in your house. Doesn't it matter when you can put the headphones on and become a war hero in Call of Duty 4? You get the point. But having multiple interests gave me that venture into saying, okay, if you're going to neglect me, I'm going to the other one, essentially. And ultimately my journey's been about improving my physical and mental health for those people around me, because I've got a great group of friends that I love so much, and a girlfriend that makes me want to get out of bed in the morning. I have responsibilities, which means I have changed. I am no longer relying on them, and to them, that is the scariest reality. Thank you for watching. This was an absolute blast to be back and doing what I really genuinely love to do, which is just make silly content whenever I get the idea in my head. And I've got a lot of ideas cooking up right now. I'm definitely back to full force. I have a second channel I've got a couple of video ideas for that already, where I'm just going to go on the green screen and just talk about things to an autistic level about some of my favourite games and ideas or stuff within those games. So be on the lookout for that. I'll link that channel down below. There was one more thing I wanted to say to you. You should be.